Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, the bill in question, obviously, is set to cure an age-long injustice in our land, especially the minority zones in the region, in Nigeria, which if the presidency of this nation and the vice presidency of this nation is allowed to be struggled in terms of election, they will not have a chance of getting to that climax. But having said that, Your Excellency, my colleagues, I would like to suggest that a sunset clause be introduced into this very alteration. After every geopolitical zones have possibly have a shot in this very amendment, let the sunset clause stop, so that it will give the best of the best in Nigeria to lead Nigeria. That is my suggestion and my contribution, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, this might be a very unique amendment, but in Nigeria, if we all recall, in 1999, parties came together and they made a decision within themselves through internal workings. Are we going to force parties to actually pick someone from each region? How many parties do we have? We need to look at each zone. We need to look at party politics. In 1999, we had a situation where all the parties had consensus on a particular zone. So we should leave democracy to take its course, like it did in 1999. We understand there are zones that are not at the opportunity. What existed in 1999 can, through internal party politics, exist again, where each zone that has not been considered will be considered through internal party politics.
Mr. Speaker, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this moment to lend my voice on this very particular bill. And I want to completely align with the submission of Issa Jesse or Issa Jesse. Mr. Speaker, if we want to be very truthful, most of us in this chamber are a product of zoning. Even in our political parties, zoning is entrenched. There are two major political parties in this Nigeria. People contested based on where positions were zoned to. Even in this National Assembly, the speakership and the deputy speakership were zoned. And so, Mr. Speaker, like Issa Jesse said, and I also align with Clement, we have 6 geopolitical zones. And if this is entrenched in the Constitution, it will bring justice and fairness. Because let's not deceive ourselves. There are some zones, if it is left open, fine, we came in 1999. But the purpose of Constitutional Amendment is to insert most of these things so that every zone will feel satisfied. If we allow it the way it is, a certain particular zone in this country will continue to dominate. And so if you are talking about fairness, justice, and equity, I align completely with the submission of Issa Jesse that the presidential position and deputy should be zoned to the various zones.
My own opinion is about healthy competition. We should not please allow sentiment to be part of the process of how we govern the country. By the time we start to include the clauses of zoning, that means at a point in time, every part of this country will start to look at it that, look, it is either me or you, or not you or not me. Sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, this is Nigeria that belongs to everybody. Everybody should be given the right to stand and contest for this office of the president at any point in time. Like you've rightly mentioned, sir, there is no zone in Nigeria that we do not have qualified personnel or person who can actually stand for an election. Even when we come down to zoning, Mr. Speaker, sir, say I'm from the Southwest. If we come to the Southwest, I'm from Oyo State. Who takes it? Is it Ogun? Is it Ondo? Is it Ekiti? So there will still be that element of we could still do better. Please, let us still see ourselves as a
legislator just stated. Nigeria has over 400 different ethnicities. According to some studies, even more. My issue with this is the constitutional aspect. I think once eligible, regardless of the zone you are from, you are entitled to run for president if you feel qualified, or vice president. That's point one. So does that infringe on the constitutional right of a candidate or a citizen to participate in a democracy? Now, Mr. Speaker, this is also important because Honorable Clement's point about tackling an injustice is true. It is quite clear to those that want to know that as long as certain people from certain area in this country do not have the equal opportunity or do not feel what it is to be president, there will continue to be this mistrust and a sense of injustice. That is without a doubt. And while democracy is fair, it's simply the best option we have, but not the fairest. So there are certain regions that by population are at an advantage. So while not asking we discard this, I think it needs to take a lot of introspection. Maya Born over there made a point. If you take this to the North Central, sir, who will it be for? Is it the Nupe people, the brilliant Ibibio people, the Igala people? In my little experience in Nigeria, whenever you do this, every tribe in every state will also come out and say it's their turn. Merit prevails, sir. I think part of the reason why this sense of injustice continues to go on is because of the failure of governance, the failure of social equity. So, Mr. Speaker, I implore that we do not set a dangerous precedent
to do so. It's my brother Hart, Cyril Godwin here.
Diligence, which I'm sure the Constitutional Review Committee will do so. But while it tackles injustice, I must agree with the previous speaker. This could really set us back. And finally, unfortunately, we are but human beings. What happens in the event of death? May God bless the soul of President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. But I guess he passed away at a time when it was, quote unquote, the time of the North. And the vice president comes in. Is it actually fair to ask a vice president to step down in the event of the unfortunate occurring? I think we should still adhere to good governance and provide our people.
Honorable, thank you so much. Which number are you referring to? Okay, the first one.
The first one, yes, sir.
By the speaker.
Yes, sir. That office is unknown to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And to accede to that to go for second reading may prove very difficult for this country, very difficult for the registration of political parties and membership. Mr. Speaker, so for this House, this People's House, not to appear to support something that is outside of the Constitution of the Federal Republic, Mr. Speaker. So my suggestion is that we step it down for more legislative consideration.
To the public hearing stage and let Nigerians take the decision, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you should go to public hearing stage for Nigerians to take the decision. Since it's public, it's a constitutional review. 1 to 7 constitutional review. Go to the Committee on Constitutional Review for it to progress. Honorable colleagues, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it.